Margot Robbie really got a big break in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, where she starred alongside Leonardo DiCaprio as his lover by the name Naomi LaPaglia. The role is really a sentiment to what she has been doing in later movies, as a girl who is pretty high on herself, has a sore ego, and knows how to pull strings to get what she wants. People were quite impressed by her acting in this role, and 10 years ago, it was this role that made her one of the most known female actors that she is today. The next stop in Margot Robbie's fruitful career was a performance in the crime movie Focus, where she starred alongside Will Smith. Here in this movie, she plays a young woman that wants to be a thief. She has to really earn a place as a thief, and you can really see how she manages to persuade a co-lead Will Smith into getting a lesson in the art of being a thief. Here again, she rises to the occasion and acts quite well, and really goes into the role of a thief quite wholehearted. By the way, if you want to see the movie, it is a clever take with a few twists and turns. Anyways, this movie got Margot Robbie onto more stardom, and her name started to rise on. The next interesting movie she starred in was the two Suicide Squad movies from 2016 and 2021. In these movies, she put her own spin on the Harley Quinn character. Many people point out that in these particular movies you see her acting in a new light, because it is not the same character as she did before in The Wolf of Wall Street or later in the newest movie Babylon. The Harley Quinn character is way more devilish and dark, and I really think she managed to put that into the role. Therefore, I really think this is one of the roles that really shows her acting talent in a whole new light, as the character is so different from what she usually does. In 2019, Margot Robbie's career had another high point when she again starred in a movie alongside Leonardo DiCaprio. In this movie, she plays the character Sharon Tate, and although she does not have a lot of screen time and does not do a lot of dialogue either, it is really mostly the facial expression that makes the role so good. Sometimes what can't be expressed by words is some of the strongest acting. To just see that particular facial expression can be a very powerful acting moment, and that is exactly what's going on in this movie. In 2022, Margot Robbie got even more praises when she entered the movie Amsterdam as a character where she looks quite different from the blonde look we usually see her in. In a quite boring drama movie, which at times can feel very dragged, she still puts in a quite good acting performance. In the movie, she plays the character Valerie Wose, and what makes this particular performance noteworthy is that she also has to play a woman who has gotten very ill because of medications she does not really need to take. I really believe you can see even more of the different sides of Margot Robbie in this role, because this is again a role that kind of differs a little more from her usual roles, because in this role she seems way more fragile and insecure than in most other roles. And really, to be fragile and insecure and use those emotions on set, it really takes something from an actor to do it. Towards the end of the year, and now in the new year 2023, Margot Robbie has been praised for the role as Nellie Leroy in the movie Babylon. The character will remind you a lot of the role she did in a big break way back in 2013, as I talked about earlier, but also it will remind you of the role Sharon Stone did in the movie Casino. A girl quite high on herself with a sore ego, problems with drugs, and surely a difficult childhood. She has that mentality that she is going to make it and be a star before she actually is a star, much like the horror character called Pearl, if you have seen those movies. Although, of course, she is not as evil in any way like that character. What is quite impressive with the role is how she channels the character through those emotions. And many people may not like a huge ego, but although you may not like the character, or you may like it, you gotta hand it to her that she plays it quite well, if not even better than what Sharon Stone managed to do in Casino. This solid performance really shows how far Margot Robbie has come from her mother's days back in Australia, and I really think this role will only take her to new heights and opportunities, and of course, I bet we will see a lot more of Margot Robbie in the years to come.